one of the most requested companies that we've been asked to make a case study on has been Ruchi Soya, a company which in 5.5 months soared over 9,000%. 9,000% in 5.5 months, not a very common occurrence, right? In January 2020, I think 27 Jan, it was listed at 17 rupees, 17. And in 5.5 months, its price from 17 went to 1,550. It used to hit upper circuits almost every day. If you don't know what upper circuits or lower circuits are, there's another video. Please watch it, you'll have an idea. Now, what is this company? How in 5.5 months can something give you a return of 9,000%? In fact, one of the things which is difficult for me to say is that its market cap exceeded that of Reliance Industries. That is massive. So people are asking, what is Ruchi Soya? What is the connection with Patanjali? Why is the stock market shaken up because of this company? All of that will be answered now. Right. So before you understand Ruchi Soya, right, we need to go a little back in the past. So Ruchi Soya is an FMCG company who makes products. So you would know certain products such as Sunrich or Nutrela, right? If you know these are Ruchi Soya products. Now, a decade ago, Ruchi Soya basically started going through into a downward spiral as a business. And there were many reasons for it, right? 3 major reasons, which is what is important to know is reason number 1. One of the things Ruchi Soya did was it used to export crude palm oil to Indonesia. When Indonesia raised the export duty, it became more expensive for Ruchi Soya to export. Ideally, Ruchi Soya would export and pass the extra cost to the customer. But it couldn't do that this time because of certain reasons that the crude palm oil was eventually refined into edible oil. And Indonesia reduced the export duty on edible oil. So now, for Indonesia, why would they take crude palm oil at a higher cost, refine it to sell edible oil when they can get edible oil directly at a cheaper cost? Hit number 1. Hit number 2. In India, for Ruchi Soya, the raw materials which it needed, which it would refine for its oil consumption business, there was a famine in India. In a famine, basically the raw materials they got were all the supply of the raw materials was cut. Automatically the production was reduced. So this was the second reason why again it got hit financially. And third, another thing Ruchi Soya was doing was it was into castor seeds. It was trading castor seeds on the commodity exchange. But when the castor seeds prices dropped, again, Ruchi Soya tried to manipulate pricing. SEBI came in the middle, banned Ruchi Soya from castor seeds. Another stream of revenue broke it. This one, so just to give you an example, right? In 2010, okay, financial year 2010, Ruchi Soya made a profit of 177 crores at a debt of 2,500 crores. So it's good if it was in profit, but the debt was huge already, right? After this little profit according to the debt, then all these hits came, and by 2017, 7 years later, its loss, okay, from 177 profit, it went to a loss of 5,750 crores loss, and its debt went from 2,500 to 8,000 plus crores. So not only did it go into a loss, but it increased the debt. If any of you all ever want to get into business, guys, losses plus debt is, I mean, there can't be a worse combination for a business. So that's the situation Ruchi Soya was in. Now, there were 2 companies which suddenly wanted to buy Ruchi Soya, right? Patanjali and Adani Verma. Now, Patanjali obviously got it, and what Patanjali did is, it bought 99% of Ruchi Soya. Okay, now is when the madness starts, right? First, when Patanjali bought 99%, before that, all the shareholders who owned 100% of Ruchi Soya suddenly were forced to now own only 1%. Why? Because before Patanjali came, the debt was so high for Ruchi Soya that banks and the creditors were basically telling it to go bankrupt. They didn't want it to go bankrupt, but they said, you know what, sell off your assets, whatever is left, we just need our money back. We are out of patience. We can't wait. So the company was almost going to go bankrupt, but Patanjali came and saved it by buying 99% of the shares. That means all the other previous shareholders from owning 100% now own 1% because they had no other option. If they didn't say yes to this, they would basically lose their entire thing. They said, okay, yeah, it was 0, 1% I'll hold. Right? Patanjali came, and what it said is, okay, guys, we're going to own 99% of it, and we're going to start repaying some of its debt. How much was the debt? If you remember, 8,000 crores. Patanjali agreed to pay 4,000 crores. What does this mean? Balance 4,000 crores of debt eroded. So Patanjali still managed to pay half the debt to its banks and other creditors. And how did Patanjali get 4,000 crores? It doesn't have 4,000 crores just to put into Ruchi Soya. It took 1,000 crores from its own reserves, and it took 3,000 crores from other banks. Now, understand the madness of the system. Okay. You are Patanjali, I am Ruchi Soya. This is the bank which I owe money to, okay, who is behind my head to pay them back, right? These guys own, God knows, or just hypothetically, let's say the full 8,000 crores by this bank. Now, Patanjali came and said, you know, I'm going to buy Ruchi Soya, and to this bank, I'm going to give 4,000 crores. To get 4,000 crores, you put 1,000 of your own money, 3,000 you got from another bank. The other bank asks Patanjali that, okay, I don't mind giving Patanjali 3,000 crores, but we need some form of collateral. So what did Patanjali do? Patanjali told the bank, give me 3,000 crores, and if I don't land up paying you, the collateral is Ruchi Soya. So Patanjali somehow managed to pull off a feat where it said, look, we need 3,000 crores to save this company, but if I don't end up paying you, take this company. Which essentially means if the company gets saved, you will pay the bank. If the company doesn't get saved, take it away. So Patanjali has managed to ensure that it took money on a dying company to save a dying company. That is how the system sometimes works, right? So that is basically just now Patanjali, when it comes in with its brand name and the backing and what it's done, banks become more lenient because they have more faith in Patanjali being able to repay, being able to turn around these kind of companies. The world understands Patanjali has done things successfully. They have more faith in it. So that's why all of this basically started working out, right? That's how Patanjali, that's what happens when you guys become big and you have credibility. You can do things that normal people can't. That's what happened over here. Now, simple. In January 2020, we're back here, right? Around 0.16% of Ruchi Soya shares were listed. 0.16%. Now, what do you think happened? The amount of shares in the market were only 0.16%, but because Patanjali's name was there, the whole world wanted to buy Ruchi Soya stocks. So simple economics, guys, only a little bit of supply, soaring demand. Every day, almost every day, it hit the upper circuit. That is what happened, which is why the prices are non-stop going up. Now, obviously, it's leveled down a little. I don't know if you all know, there's a route. See, Patanjali owns 99% of Ruchi Soya. Ruchi Soya has let 0.16% of shares in the market. That's not allowed. A listed company needs to have 10% in the market. So most likely it has to have 10% within 1 year. So most likely by 2021 January, Patanjali will have to make sure that they issue more Ruchi Soya shares into the market, dilute its 99% max to max minimum to 90% and have 10% in the market. So if that happens, more people now will have Ruchi Soya shares to buy, and hopefully its price will actually start reflecting the real value of these companies. So this is like the summary of Ruchi Soya, what it is, its history, its downfall, Patanjali coming and saving it, how Patanjali pulled off the feat, how after Patanjali came in, a small chunk of it in the market caused such a boom, and what will hopefully happen in the future. So I hope you all understand this entire case study. I hope you all like the content for it. If there's anything else you all would like, please let us know. Otherwise, do subscribe to the channel, and thank you.